Rahman Rahim. Assalamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If I can have everyone's attention, please. It's getting late. Now we're starting late, around 8 p.m., so we have to start timely. My sister, if I can have your attention, please. As usual, we're grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the tawfiq and the chance to be at Masjid Al-Rasool on this Friday night. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your Jama'ah prayers, inshallah. We will start off our programs tonight with recitation of Quran, followed by the English and Farsi translations. On the second session, I don't have any poetry or article. If there's anybody from sister side or brother side who has something prepared, please let me know so I can give you a chance to present. Otherwise, we will go over our regular announcement and we will have a Jaga Mudarris speech on the last session, inshallah. We will be reciting tonight verses 23. Is it 23 or 22? 23, right? Yes, 23. Verses 23 through 28. Okay, let's start with 23, that's fine. 23 through 24 of Surah Mubarakah Araf, inshallah. I don't know why there was some miscommunication, maybe. Okay, that's fine. Whichever verses that is, please start from here. And we will end at verse 28, inshallah. The Quran will be recited by Brother Aghay Hussaini. The Farsi translation will be recited by Haji Yasin Amili, and the English translation will be recited by Brother Abbas Hussaini, inshallah. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. قال اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو لكم في الأرض لبعض عدو لكم في الأرض مستقرا ومتاع إلى حين. قال فيها تحيون وفيها تموتون ومنها تخرجون. يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا قد أنزلنا عليكم لباس يواري سواتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير ذلك من آيات الله لعلهم يذكرون يا بني آدم لا يفتننكم شيطان كما أخرج أبويكم من الجنة ينزع عنهما لباسهما ليريهما أنهما لباسهما ليريهما سواتهما إنه يراكم هو وقبيله من حيث لا ترونهم إنا جعلنا الشيطان أولياء للذين لا يؤمنون وإذا فعلوا فاحشة قالوا وجدنا عليها آباءنا قالوا وجدنا عليها آباءنا والله أمرنا بها قل إن الله لا يأمر بالفحشاء أتقولون على الله ما لا تعلمون صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات
أعوذ بالله من شر الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. آدم و حوا گفتند پروردگارا ما بر نفس خود ستم کردیم و اگر ما را نیامرزی و بر ما رحمت نیاوری قطعا از زیانکاران خواهیم شد. خداوند جل و علا شانه گفت پایین بروید که دشمن یکدیگر خواهید بود و تا مدت جایگاه شما و وسیله برخورداریتان در زمین خواهد بود. گفت در آنجا زندگی خواهید کرد و در آنجا خواهید مرد و سرانجام از آنجا بیرون آورده خواهید شد. ای فرزندان آدم، برای شما جامعه فرستادیم تا عورتهایتان را بپوشاند و جامعه زینتی برایتان باشد، در حالی که جامعه پرهیزگاری بهترین است و این آیات خداوند است باشد که پند گیرید. ای فرزندان آدم، شیطان شما را نفریبد همچنان که پدر و مادرتان را از بهشت بیرون کرد، لباس از تنشان برکند تا عورتهایشان را با آنها نمودار کند، زیرا که او و قبیلش از جایی که آنها را نمی بینند شما را می بینند. ما شیطان را دوستان کسانی که ایمان ندارند قرار دادیم. آنگاه که کار زشت آشکاری کنند گویند ما پدران خود را بران یافتیم که چنین می کردند و خدا ما را بدان فرمان داد. بگو نه، خدا هرگز به زشتکاری فرمان نمی دهد. آیا درباره خدا چیزی می گویید که نمی دانید؟ صدق الله العلی العظیم. صلوات.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And he swore to them, I am indeed your well-wisher. Thus he brought about their fall by deception. So when they tasted of the tree, their nakedness became apparent to them, and they began to stitch over themselves with the leaves of paradise. Their Lord called out to them, did I not forbid you from that tree, and tell you, Satan is indeed your manifest enemy? They said, Our Lord, we have wronged ourselves. If you do not forgive us and have mercy upon us, we shall surely be among the losers. He said, Get down, being enemies of one another. On the earth shall be your abode, and sustenance for a time. He said, In it you will live, and in it you will die, and from it you will be raised from the dead. O children of Adam, we have certainly sent you down to you garments to cover your nakedness and for adornment. Yet the garment of God-weariness, that is the best. That is one of Allah's signs, so that they may take a domination. O children of Adam, do not let Satan tempt you like he expelled your parents from paradise, stripping them of their garments to show them their nakedness. Indeed, he sees you, and he is his hosts, whence you did not see them. We have indeed made them the devil friends of those who have no faith. When they commit an indecency, they say, We have found our fathers practicing it, and Allah has enjoined it upon us. Say, indeed, Allah does not enjoin indecencies. Do you tribute to Allah and what do you not know? Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim.
Thank you to Brother Yahya Husseini, Haji Yassine Ameli, and Abbas Husseini for recitation of Quran and Farsi and English translations. There's a lot of noises from back there. If I can have everybody to just take care of their kids, please. There's a lot of noises coming from the back, so I would appreciate that. At the beginning of the second session, I would like to take this opportunity and thank Brother Hamid Husseini for announcing the programs and filling in for me last week that I could not come to Masjid. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him ajr and thawab, inshallah. Thank you so much for filling in for me. We don't have any poetry or articles, so we will go over our regular announcements. First thing first, tomorrow our Taha Islamic School will be in session starting 9:30 in the morning. Please make sure to drop off your kids at least 5-10 minutes before that time so the classes can begin timely. And also, you should have received an email from Masjid a couple days ago regarding our Eid al-Fitr picnic on this coming Sunday, 28th of April, the day after tomorrow. It's in the usual place in Woodranch, Simi Valley. starting at 1 p.m. with Dhuhr and Asr prayers, inshallah. So see you guys there, inshallah. It's a potluck, so make sure that you bring enough food for yourself and your family. Not too much, because I think most of the time we have too much food leftovers when we leave the picnic. So just enough for yourself would be good enough for everyone. And with that said, please see Brother Zia Yamili and Brother Said Razak if he is here, and make sure that you pay your monthly donations. Please check with them and make sure that you're up to date with those monthly pledges. If you're behind for whatever reason, if you can bring them up to date, that would be greatly appreciated. It's your monthly donations that pays for the maintenance of this place, for paying the utilities and giving all the maintenance that we have to do. Just like a regular house, you need maintenance for every place, right? So all of these funds are coming from your monthly donation. So it's very, very crucial and important that everybody is up to date with those monthly pledges. And due to inflation, even if you can boost it up a little bit, if you got a raise from your work, that would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, let me see if I got a title for the... Yes, the title of tonight's speech will be what it means to be a Shia. What it means to be a Shia, that's the topic of tonight that JazakAllah Mudarris will be discussing. With that said, now I respectfully welcome JazakAllah Mudarris to podium, to Munbar with salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For the honor of our beloved Prophet and his immaculate progeny Ahlul Bayt, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase their love and mahabbah in our hearts and inspire us to be among their true and sincere followers. Recite salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين روحي وأرواحنا وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم أعداء الله أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم سلام على نوح في العالمين إنا كذلك نجزي المحسنين إنه من عبادنا المؤمنين ثم أغرقنا الآخرين وإن من شيعته لإبراهيم إذ جاء ربه بقلب سليم صدق الله العلي العظيم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala illuminate our heart by the light of Iman and guidance and grant us the strength to purify our souls from corruption, from deviance, and lead us from the state of doubt and skepticism to the state of certainty and yaqeen with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Just please bear with me, I will be switching between Farsi and English. I'll do my best to make it as cohesive as possible. But I will give a time, inshallah, at the end to have some question and answer. I open the Slido again. I looked at the questions from the last time. I think, inshallah, I'm planning this week or this coming week or the week after to answer all those questions, because some of them, mashallah, that we have them from Ramadan, they need a proper explanation. They're not just 1 minute answers, most of the questions that I've seen from Ramadan. For example, one of the questions was, how can we ensure that our prayers are accepted and maqbool? Or another one was, how can we be sure that we're in the right path, or how can we be on the right path on Sirat al-Mustaqim? They need more than just 1 minute to explain. So for those, inshallah, I will have an independent night going over those questions. But for tonight, I opened the Slido again. So if you have questions, and I try to go over them after the speech. And hopefully if they're short in answer, I do my best to do justice to them. You can go to slido.com, and the code for that is Rasool. Rasool, Rasool, R-A-S-O-O-L. And you can put your questions, and I will answer those questions tonight. Question from Ramadan, I didn't forget. I have them. The only reason I postponed it because I felt they need their own independent time, inshallah, to be discussed. What did it mean, or what is the definition of the word Shia and what it means to be a Shia? That's a question. And why did I choose this topic? After many conversations that I had with young people, with elders from different cultural backgrounds, I noticed that people, when it comes to their relationship with their faith, to their aqidah, you can categorize them loosely, not exactly, not precisely, but loosely you can categorize them to one of these few categories. Number one, when we ask some young people about their faith, what I hear usually is, what do you believe in, or what school of thought you follow? One answer that I heard from people, category number one, I'm a Muslim. I'm not a Shia. I'm not a Sunni. I follow Islam. That's one. And with that, they don't want to engage in a discussion, in a debate, and they wanted to say, I follow mainstream, I follow whatever that is being popular, and that's it, in the form of being Muslim. That's one category. Second category are those who identify as Shia or Sunni. They say, I am a Shia, or I'm a Sunni, or I'm this school of thought. But all they know about it is very superficial understanding of that. Meaning they don't have a proper understanding what it means to be a Shia and what it means to be a Sunni. All they know is that their parents were that, and now they are one. For example, as a Sunni, said, this is how I pray. As a Shia, this is how for example, I put my hand down. I wear a necklace this way with this name. I wear that. I do Taraweeh. I go Muharram. The symbols, the icons. More than that, again, this second category do not have a, let's call it, maybe a proper understanding of their school of thought. And there's a third group, which again, they identify as either one of the mainstream, one of the school of thought, but they only know the differences. They only focus on the outliers, meaning what it means to be a Shia is Imam al-Hussein Azadari, Matam, Muharram. What it means to be a Shia is Imam Ali and the love for Imam Ali. And for the Ahlul Sunnah is again the outliers, what is making us stand out. This is what it means. It means Taraweeh, it means Sunnah, it means that, this is how we maintain a beard, this is it. The differences. And then there's a fourth category, are the one who understand what it means to be what they claim to be. They have understanding. And this speech is to help those first three categories. I'm trying to help them to understand what it means to be a Shia. rather than just running away from it and said, I'm just a Muslim, what it means to be a Shia. If you say you're a Shia, it means you're not a Muslim? That you say, I'm only a Muslim? Is it wrong to say you're a Shia? Or that is the only thing to be a Shia is the symbols of Shiism, right? You say, Ya Ali, right? You say that Imam al-Hussein Ziyarat, and Azza and Muharram. And to answer that, the best source are the Ahlul Bayt. Why? Because they are the one that we are Shia of. What does the word Shia means? The word Shia, when you look at the linguistic part of it, means a follower. The one who follow an individual or follow an ideology. And in the concept that when it comes to the term Shia and the religious part of it that we know, it referred to those who are followers of imamat versus khilafat. This is from the theological difference rather than the linguistic part. And Quran, the ayat that I recited, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Saffat talks about Nuh alayhi salam. Said, salamun ala Nuhin fil alamin. Peace be to Nuh alayhi salam throughout the nations. Inna kadhalika najzil muhsinin. Thus do we reward the virtuous, the pious. Innahu min ibadina al-mu'minin. Indeed, was one of our faithful servants. ثُمَّ أَغْرَقْنَا الْآخَرِينَ. Then we drowned the rest, those who were not followers of Nuh. They went through the flood and the punishment. وَإِنَّ مِنْ شِيعَتِهِ لَإِبْرَاهِيمَ. Indeed, Ibrahim was among the followers of Nuh alayhi salam. Follower meaning this is the message of Nuh alayhi salam, that Ibrahim is continuing on the message of Nuh alayhi salam. He's not bringing something different. What's the issue here? And again, this is not to say that is widespread in our communities. I don't claim it. I do not have a understanding of the statistic of it, that how many people deal with this. I do not know. But what I know is that this problem exists. And that problem is that when it comes to understanding Shiism, for some people is only focusing on few elements of Shiism. Only few. We see them in Muharram, some, few. We see them wearing symbols of Shiism. Maybe they have a ring, maybe they have turba at home. But everything else, there is no difference between someone who's not religious, somebody who doesn't believe in them. And the same could be said about other school of thought as well. That somebody is just a Sunni by name, no action, no practice. That's also true. But again, that's not my topic, and that's something should be addressed by that community. We're talking about our community, which we are followers of the Ja'fari school of thought. We are 12er Shia. That's what we identify as. And hopefully we identify as one, not because we're told so, we were told by our parents, but because, inshallah, we come to an understanding that this is the right path. That should be our journey, that we get to the answer that this is the right path. Otherwise, blindly following is not what Quran tells us, not what Prophet taught us, and not what Ahlul Bayt taught us, to follow blindly. قُلْ أَدْعُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ. The way that Allah says Messenger of God is inviting us toward God is with basira, with insight, with ability to see the truth and recognize it, not blindly following. And even Allah criticizes those, هَلْ يَسْتَوِ الْأَعْمَى وَالْبَصِيرُ. Do you think that the blind and the one who is sightful are the same? The blind and the one who can see are the same? Obviously not. So blind following is not something that you should be proud of. So as I said, the word Shia has that definition, meaning follower. Who are we following? We're following the Ahlul Bayt, the family of the Prophet. What they are teaching, they're teaching us that Islam, the religion of Islam, is the final religion of God. This is what the word of Imam Ali alayhi salam is. This is the word of Imam al-Hassan, Imam al-Hussein, all the way to Imam Mahdi. Their message, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. That their word is that number one, this religion that is we refer to as Islam is a final religion of God. Number one. Number two, the final prophet of God is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the next that what they convey and they communicate is that after the prophet, the connection between Allah and people did not stop. The same way when there were prophets of God not appointed by people, Allah chose them. Those who are going to lead after the prophet, those who are going to be successors of the prophet are also appointed by Allah. So an imam is an imam because Allah chose him. That's our understanding of what it means to be a Shia. And these imams' responsibility is to protect that religion. From what? From number one, alteration, changes. The responsibility is also to give us a sound, a proper interpretation of the teachings of the Quran and the Prophet. And you may say, why we need that? A glimpse of that is going to this concept that for somebody when they say, I'm a Muslim, what it means to be a Muslim. How are you going to do salat? How are you going to do wudu? How are you going to do hajj? What time are you going to break your fast? How much charity are you going to give? Every aspect of our faith is influenced by this. And that brings us to the concept of wilayah. Wali means the one who's the guardian, the one with authority. Man kuntu mawla fahadha aliyun mawla. The wilayah, the Shia believes that the Ahlul Bayt, they have that authority from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Means when an imam says, you take their word for it because Allah chose them. The same way when Prophet says, you listen to what Prophet says because Allah chose him. Man yuta'i Al-Rasool faqad ata'a Allah, Quran says. The one who obeys the messenger as if they obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is authority. Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Al-Rasool wa ulil amri minkum. Obey Allah. Ati'u ita'a means obedience. Obey Allah, obey the messenger, and ulil amr, those who possess authority. They have the command. Ulu, the word Arabic means the one who owns something. They possess something. Amr means command. They have the right to say do it or not do it. And in interpretation of this ayah, there are those who said ulul amr is the one who is in charge. Could be a dictator, could be a king, could be a prince. Anyone who come to the power, they're meant to be there. You have to listen to them. Again, this is part of the jurisprudence. And again, I try to stay away from ridicule or, God forbid, mocking. This is, I'm explaining, and you can look it up yourself, is that in some school of thought among Ahlul Sunnah, to protest against someone in power is haram. You cannot go and complain or oppose someone who's in charge, even if that person in charge is not a good person. Even if that king is a corrupt king. Even if the one who's in charge is not following the right way, you cannot oppose them because they are, to that definition, ulul amr. That's the fiqhi interpretation of the school of Ahlul Sunnah. Not all of them, but some. For the Shia school of thought, ulul amr are those that Allah gave that authority, not that they came to power through coup or coup d'etat or any other form, and now they have the power because they have it. No, Allah gave them that authority. And we believe the ulul amr and only ulul amr are the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Allah gave him that authority. Man kuntu mawla fahadha aliyun mawla. Prophet is making that announcement not from himself. He, of course, over and over, he emphasizes that I don't say things because of my likes and dislikes. I say it because of Allah's command. Ya Al-Rasool balligh ma unzila ilayki min rabbik. And that's what it means to be a Shia from that theological point of view. Now that I give you this very basic understanding of the doctrine of Shia, it comes to the point that unfortunately some people don't understand it well. And that is what it means to be a Shia in the word of Ahlul Bayt is not only exclusive to few acts or few practices. Again, some people, the way they talk, this is what they, again, this is a misunderstanding by them. We cannot blame Prophet, we cannot blame Ahlul Bayt, obviously we cannot blame the scholars because they said it. Some people's understanding is, what it means to be a Shia is you go to ziyarat of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, you go to Muharram and that's it. And this is not to undermine those practices, but unfortunately for them this is it. But when you look at the word of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, they said otherwise. What is the word of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam? Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, recite the salawat. This is Imam al-Sadiq said, who is a Shia. Inna Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala awjaba alaykum hubbana. Allah indeed obliged you to have that love toward us, toward Ahlul Bayt. Where? قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. That's the proof from the Quran. That when people ask the Messenger of God, how can we pay you? How can we compensate you? Say, have mawadda, have love, have compassion toward qurba, toward those of my family and those who are close to me. So, أَوْجَبَ عَلَيْكُمْ حُبَّنَا. Allah obliged you to have love toward us in the Quran. وَمُوَالَاتَنَا وَفَرَضَ عَلَيْكُمْ طَاعَتَنَا. Also, Allah obliged you to have our wilayat. Muwalat come from wali, mawla. Man kuntu mawla fahadha. So He also gave us that wilayat, that you are required to follow our authority because of Allah. وَفَرَضَ عَلَيْكُمْ طَاعَتَنَا. Also He obliged you to obey us, to listen to us. Because if someone in charge, there's an imam and leader, you have to follow. أَلَا فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنَّا فَلْيَقْتَدِ بِنَا. Imam al-Sadiq said, be aware, the one who says that I'm one of them, one of the Shias, one of the Ahlul Bayt's follower, you have to do iqtida to us. Iqtida means you have to follow us. When Imam al-Jama'ah, congregation, starts the salat, iqtida means you follow the Jama'ah, you follow the congregation. It means you follow his lead. You cannot go to ruku' before the Imam. You cannot postpone and be too behind either. You have to catch up. You have to be closely following the Imam. They go to ruku', you go to ruku'. They go to sujood, you go to sujood. Ahlul Bayt said this is what you have to do in your life. Iqtida to us. You have to follow our lead. Don't go too ahead of us and don't be too behind. Some people say, it's a different time. Yeah, Ahlul Bayt said it, but I'm going to do it my way. That's going too far. Not understanding what it means. Some people say, you know what? I'm going to do it extra. And again, do it too much and too far, and again, stay too behind. فَإِنَّ مِنْ شَأْنِنَا. Then Imam alayhi salam says, this is our way. This is our method. This is our sha'an. You want to know the way of Ahlul Bayt? This is our way. What is it? Al-wara'. Number one is to have taqwa. Wara is to stay away from haram. Means if you're a Shia, as important it is to go to the majalis of Imam al-Hussein, as important it is to love Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, the same Imam says our Shia has taqwa. Our Shia is not a drunk man. Our Shia is not someone who has no modesty. Our Shia, you cannot fall into all different types of sins and say our Shia. You can love us, but not follow us. You can claim to love us and not follow us, but to be a Shia means to follow us. And you cannot claim that you follow us and you don't follow us at the same time. That's contradiction. How can I say I follow the Imam and I don't follow them at the same time? I can follow them in some matters and God forbid disobey them in some other. That is happening. Al-Wara, Imam said. Number two, wal-ijtihad is to work hard, to strive, to struggle. Our Shia doesn't sit idle and do nothing and wait for something to happen. That everything is predestined and predetermined. It doesn't matter what I do. Our Shia struggle in the way of Allah. Ijtihad. وَأَدَاءُ الْأَمَانَةِ إِلَى الْبِرِّ وَالْفَاجِرِ. This is the Shia. Yes, all the ziyarat of Imam Hussein, it is one of the symbols of Shiism. But the Shia is the one who also listened to Imam Ja'far Sadiq when he says a Shia fulfill people's trust, amanat. The one who trusted you, if they're good people or if they're corrupt people, doesn't matter. If they trusted you, you have to return their trust. You cannot betray them. Ada'ul amana. Ila al-birri wal-fajr. Wasilatul rahim. To maintain your relation with your relatives, with your Rahim means the one who are blood relatives. وَإِقْرَاءُ الضَّيْفِ. To honor your guest, to be hospitable. Again, even to hospitality, this is a Shia Imam says. وَالْعَفُ عَنِ الْمُسِيءِ. Our Shia is the one who forgive of the one who made mistake. Somebody did you a wrong and you don't let go. Oh, they did this. And the worst than that is somebody said, oh, because I am follower of Ali. Ali is stand up for haq, I'm not going to forgive this person. I'm not going to let them go. They have to pay for that dhulm. Said, please calm down. Do not compare yourself with Ali alayhi salam. Ali is the one who let go of any personal issue. Which personal issue Ali stood up for? If Ali stands up for the Muslims, that's a different story. When you stand up for Prophet, that's a different story. It's not a personal matter, it's a matter of Allah. When you see Ali ibn Abi Talib is a Khalifa now, he's in power. There was years, more than 20 years, that they pushed him aside. He was the one who ended up being forced to sit at the home, at his house. After all those years, now he's in power. He's the fourth Khalifa. Our understanding as a Shia, he was the first and the only Imam. The others are irrelative to us. The same way when a prophet of God is being ignored by people, it doesn't take away his prophethood from him. If nobody is going to listen to Nuh alayhi salam except few, it doesn't take away anything from prophethood of Nuh alayhi salam. It's their loss. Same as with Ali, if nobody listens to Ali except few, that's their loss if they didn't listen. But this Ali, when it comes to power, he's walking the streets. And a woman come pleading to him and said, Ya Ali, help me, rescue me. So what happened? He said, my husband kicked me out of our house. He did injustice to me. Help me, Ya Ali. This is the Khalifa. He goes with her. They get to the house. Ali alayhi salam knocked at the door. A young man comes at the door, said, what is it? And Ali alayhi salam, with compassion, with kindness, the brave that we know, the Ali alayhi salam, the warrior of Ali, it comes, the warrior side of Ali comes when it's necessary. The compassion of Ali comes when it's necessary. That's the beauty of Ali. He's not one-dimensional character, that he is the same way everywhere. He's somebody who plays with the orphans like a child when it's necessary, and he fights with the enemy like there is no turning back. That's the wisdom. Some of us, we're the same way. So this man says, what do you want? And Imam ﷺ said, my brother, this is amanat of Allah. This wife of you, Allah trusted you with her. Be compassionate. Be respectful. You kick her out of the house, where do you expect her to go? You're responsible. This is your duty as a husband, to protect her. If Allah gave you that authority, as Al-Rijal qawwamun ala nisa, that men are maintainers, it means that you have to protect her and defend her, not to kick her out. And what he does, he pushed Ali alayhi salam. He hit him on his chest and said, get out of here. Translating to my words, to English words, none of your business. And he started disrespecting Ali. And Ali alayhi salam is maintaining his composure. Until people come and say, do you know who are you treating this way? This is the Khalifa. He has all the power. All the Muslim land is in his charge. This great army is working for his command and you disrespecting him? And you start apologizing after knowing the power of Ali's and the power and being the caliph. And Ali said, don't worry, I was not planning to punish you. Go and control your anger. Go and be kind to your wife. This is the Ali who let go of personal issues. The Ali who doesn't negotiate is when it comes to the truth. When he's being asked to do something that against Allah's word, he doesn't. For example, we have that in Hudaybiyah, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, they asked Ali alayhi salam to erase the name of Prophet because they wrote a contract, a treaty, a peace treaty contract between Mushrikeen, the pagans of Mecca, and the Muslims. And the treaty was that they're going to return to Medina and come next year, do Hajj, and kind of do not hurt each other. There was some terms to that treaty. But the way the treaty was written, Imam Ali alayhi salam, was the name of Prophet in it. So this is a treaty between Muhammad, messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah, and again a group of mushrikeen, the leaders of the Quraysh. And when they asked Ali alayhi salam to remove it, he said, I'm not going to. I'm not going to erase the name of a prophet. I'm not going to remove Rasulullah. Doesn't negotiate on that. Somebody else eventually did. And Prophet consented that, okay, you can erase it, take it. Just for the sake of saying that we didn't close the roads to peace. We did our best. But Ali doesn't negotiate in certain matters. And Imam al-Sadiq said, our Shia is understanding of that. To be a Shia is not to be full of grudge and hate and don't let go of personal issues. وَالْعَفُ عَنِ الْمُسِيءِ, to forgive the one who wronged you. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَقْتَدِ بِنَا فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا. Right? And Imam said, the one who doesn't follow us, doesn't do iqtida to us this way, is not from us. And this is what it means to it. There's a lot to be said. Authority are the Ahlul Bayt to us. To be a Shia is not only about Azza, not only the differences, not about the Turba only. Our fiqh and jurisprudence come from the Ahlul Bayt. I mentioned it. Our Hajj, our fast, our zakat, our khums, our details of our religion, legislation is coming with the approval that, okay, this is the correct narrative. And it's not just about the differences. If I don't know, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It does. I have to give it a time. For somebody who says, you know, the Shia don't pray, God forbid, that's not true. Obviously not true. Is a tuhma, is a buhtan, is an accusation. But if there is one person in the world that think because I'm a Shia, and Shia is about only this, not salah, they didn't listen to the Ahlul Bayt. They didn't. Because Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam emphasize it. What is the final word of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam? The wasiyyah, the will of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq. He is in charge, he is the Imam, he is the authority. لا تنال شفاعتنا من استخف بصلاته. Hamida, his wife, says this is the final word of the school of Ja'fari school of thought's leader, our sixth Imam, Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq. Our intercession, our shafa'ah will not reach those who take their prayers, their salat, their namaz lightly. They don't take it seriously. Here and there, it's okay. If they don't get seriously, Imam alayhi salam said, shafa'ah is going to be for our Shia. It's going to be for the one who follows us, not the one who just says it and doesn't follow us. Otherwise, what's the difference of those who claim that they want Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, wrote letters that we want you, come to Kufa. And when Imam alayhi salam came, they were the same one who ignored the plea of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Except few. People like Habib ibn Madahir, like Muslim ibn Awsajah, they made it. They were from Kufa as well. They found their way to get to Imam Hussein. They gave their word. But others, they made a claim that they didn't stood by it. And to be a Shia is to understand that our deen and our faith, which is Islam, from the foundational part of it, which is Tawheed, monotheism. How many word of Ahlul Bayt we know about Tawheed? Nahjul Balagha, just look in Tawheed and Nahjul Balagha. And you will be amazed by the depth of understanding of what it means to believe in one God and the teaching of Ali ibn Abi Talib in only one source, which is Nahjul Balagha. Remember the question that somebody asked Imam Ali alayhi salam? Ya Ali, can you see God? Can you see God? What kind of answer you can see in the history of Islam provided by other people? How profound, how artistic, majestic an explanation. And to stay away from this fallacy, the fallacy of Shiism, is only to look at the differences. Differences between what is being a Shia and what is not being a Shia. No, it's about all the religion. From our connection to Quran, when you look at the word of Ahlul Bayt about Quran, if somebody claimed to be a Shia and they're not connected to Quran, is not on Ahlul Bayt. How many word of emphasis you need for Imam to says, oh people, if you are our Shia, stay with Quran. That our Imam will do Khatm al-Quran, completion of the Quran across the year, not just Ramadan. That Imam al-Rasool will finish the entire Quran every 3 days. And he said, the reason it took me 3 days is because I reflect as I recite. And Ali ibn Abi Talib said, Quran is a gift of Allah. That the appearance of it, the external part of it is filled with eloquence and beauty. And the depth of it is profound. And at the time of fitna, at the time of confusion, at the time of trials, tribulation, فَعَلَيْكُمْ بِالْقُرْآنِ, connect with the Quran. Who doesn't see it? That Ali in the battle of Jamal, what does he do? So Muslim versus Muslim. He asked, is there anyone volunteering to recite Quran to them? That Ali starts this conversation with Quran. And as they start, this young man goes to start reciting Quran, they come and kill him. And then Imam said, okay, now this is their final strike. They shed the blood of the innocent. Now is the time, there is no more. We're going to defend ourselves. But in order to understand it, we need to come from the superficial understanding of Shiism to what Ahlul Bayt defined the meaning of Shiism. There is more to this. That when Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam said, Allahumma salli ala Imam alayhi salam, in his words, we have that said this is what Iman is about, the tenets of faith. Among the tenets of faith is as-salah, prayers, namaz. Says this is the tenet of our faith. This is the most important part of our faith. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam says. Among the tenet of faith, Imam alayhi salam said is Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahy anil Munkar. The wajibs. Focus is on the wajib. And then at the end he said, wa wilayatuna. and understanding that salat and everything, when it come from the filter of Ahlul Bayt, that it was not changed throughout the history. And unfortunately, if you like it or not, there are changes. And to walaya, that means you trust a source. This is a reference point. And Ahlul Bayt, for us, the reference point. And they tell us, if you find a teaching from us that goes against Quran, throw out that. If it's claimed that it's from the Ahlul Bayt and is going contradiction to Quran, فَضْرِبُوا عَلَى الْجِدَارِ, hit it to the wall, throw it out. It's not from us. Because what they preach is not against Quran. What they teach is not against Sunnah. They're protecting the Sunnah. Sunnah of the Prophet is their job to protect. But it takes time. And we need to start from the basics. What's the word Shia means? What theology of the Shiism is about? And from there finding our way. And don't choose the easy way out. It's easy to say I'm a Shia and don't do anything. Just have that label and just walk away. It's easy. It's totally a different story when I say I'm a Shia and understand what my Imam is asking me. My Imam is teaching me this is what my faith is about. What should I stand up for? What should I defend? What should I stay away from? Then that connection will be different. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the tawfiq of truly understanding what it means to be a Shia. Otherwise, this is an empty claim. I'm just a Muslim. How do you pray? You have to find a way to pray. How are you going to do Hajj? You're going to just go and figure out yourself? And there's also a way from just saying Shiism is about one practice, two practice maximum. It's not that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the tawfiq to be the Shia of the Imam of our time, the living Hujjah of our time, to understand what it means to listen to him as an authority, Hujjatullah, the proof of Allah. With the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And once again, if you have a question, use this time to post your question. And I will use the time to give a few minutes of talk in Farsi. And then, as I said, I will go to your question. Slido.com, go to Slido and Rasool, R-A-S-O-O-L. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Can I say the Farsi, then ask the question? Thank you, thank you. Hadithi as Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam فرمود که قال الصادق علیه السلام قال ابا عبدالله. در احادیث ما وقتی که میگن ابا عبدالله لقب کنیه امام صادق ابا عبدالله است. فرمود که من رزق ثلاثا نال ثلاثا و هو الغنى الاکبر. فرمود که هر کس سه چیز روزی او شود به سه چیز دست پیدا میکند. سه نعمت است که سه نعمت دیگر رو به دنبال دارد که اگر کسی به این سه رسید بی‌نیازی و توانگری در اوست. غنا. چرا این حدیث رو انتخاب کردم؟ داشتیم با یک نفر امروز بعد از نماز جمعه صحبت میکردم و سری بود که چقدر بعضی وقتا جوانهای ما زیاد نگرانن، استرس میکنن. الحمدلله خانه دارن، خانواده دارن، کار خوب دارن، همه چیز دارن، سلامتی دارن، ولی باز هم یک نگرانی دارن که باعث شد این نگرانی آرامش رو از اونها بگیرد. پدر و مادر هم هر چی که توصیه میکند میبیند که این طرف چه پسر چه دختر چه مجرد چه متأهل چه ازدواج کرده باشد نکرده باشد ناآرامی هست. چرا؟ یکی از دلایلش، دلایل برای هر کسی متفاوت، یکی از دلایل ناآرامی همین است که انسانی که احساس میکند نیازمند است، غنا ندارد. غنی یعنی کسی است که احساس میکند دارد، کافی است، توان دارد، قدرت دارد. ما در جامعه زندگی میکنیم که عادت کردیم همیشه خودمون رو مقایسه کنیم. یعنی یک کسی هم که خداوند به او لطف کرده است، درس خوانده است یا از هر طریقی کار و کاسبی زندگی به موفقیت هم که رسیده، باز هم وقتی خودش رو با دیگران مقایسه میکند میگه من کافی ندارم، بیشتر باید داشته باشه. اگر ما ماشین و موتری که سوار میشیم مثلا یک لک دلار است که بقیه آدم ها ندارن، ما باید یک ماشینی سوار شیم که 4 لک باشه، چون کسایی هستن که 4 لکی سوار میشن و تا زمانی که ما به اونجا نرسیم موفق نیستیم. یعنی باید رشد کنیم و این رشد اقتصادی هم مشکلی ندارد به شرطی که این رشد در همه ابعاد زندگی باشه. ولی متاسفانه فرهنگی که جوانهای ما، حالا حتی بزرگترهای ما درش هستیم، این فرهنگی است که شما باید روز به روز از لحاظ اقتصادی و از لحاظ مالی پیشرفت بکنیم. چیز بدی هم نیست، ولی مشکل است به اندازه ای کار انجام می شود که انسان به خودش ضرر می زند. یعنی جوان رو نگاه میکنین، هم کار میکند، هم ماشاءالله استاک مارکت انجام میدهد، هم اونجا، یعنی در یک زمان واحد وقتش رو از استراحت، از ورزش، از خانواده میزند برای اینکه بیشتر درآمد داشته باشه. و زمانی که انسان به سلامتش، به خانوادهش، به آرامش روح و روانش ضربه بزند، دیگه این دنیا دنیای مفیدی نخواهد. گفتم بازم ما داریم افرادی که از اون طرف بام افتادن ها. یکی هست که از جاش حرکت نمی کند، بعد میگه آقای مدرس صحبت کرد گفت که به قصه دنیا نباشیم. به اندازه‌ای هم حرکت نمی کنند. میگفتن در زمان میگفتن تنبلای شاه عباس، نمیدونم در افغانستان اگر میگفتن یا نه، میگفتن تنبل شاه عباس در افغانستان میخوام ببینم. بله، میگن داستانش چی بوده؟ خواهشاً بنده رو نقل قول نکنین رو یک جای خواندم، ولی امیدوارم که باشد. گفتن تنبل شاه عباس از کجا آمد؟ که در زمان شاه عباسی میخواست ببینه که تنبلترین افراد قلمرو او، حکومت او، پادشاهی کی هستن. هر کسی یک کسی رو معرفی کردن، گلچین کردن، تنبلترین افراد رو از کل حکومت آوردن. گفت چیکار کنیم با اینها؟ اینا رو با اسکورت و با تشریفات آوردن، داخل یک حمامی بردن. گفت ببر اینا رو داخل حمامای عمومی قدیم که بود، حمامایی که خزینه داشت و گرم میکردن. گفت اینا رو اینجا ببرید. گفت بعدش؟ گفت اینا رو که گذاشت بگین اینجا منتظر باشن، بهشون یک هدیه خوبی هم میدهیم. بعد به او صاحب حمام گفت الان شروع کن به گرم کردن حمام، حرارتش رو زیاد کن، بذار گرم بشود، ببینیم که کدام از اینا از همه تنبلتر است که حتی به خاطر گرمی هم حاضر نیست بیاد بیرون. یعنی اینا اینقدر تنبل بودن اینا رو آوردن داخل حمام گذاشته بودن. خب گرم کردن دیگه، دانه دانه به تعداد تنبلی که بود. اینا باور کن یک زمانی تصور نمیکنم بالا منبر ما داستان تنبل شاه عباس بگم، ببینید شما فارسی زبانا با ما چیکار کردین. گفت دانه دانه آمدن بیرون. من 2 نفر اینا دیگه با هم دیگه رقابت داشتن که کی تنبلتر است. حالا هی دارن حرارت رو زیاد میکنن به اندازه که زمین داره میسوزد. یعنی اگه زمین انقدر حرارت است که پوست روش باشه میسوزد. ولی اینا به خاطر اینکه حالا جایزه وعده داده شده بود یا هر چیزی، حاضر نبودن که بیان بیرون. یکی از اینها شروع کرد به داد زدن از اینکه میسوخت، فریاد میزد آه سوختم. او دومی که از این تنبلتر بود گفت همون جوری که دهنت باز است یک آخم به جای من بگو بی زحمت. حالا بعضیا تنبلیشون تا او اندازه است. این از این طرف بام افتاده است که ماشاءالله از خدا عمر گرفته است، هنوز که هنوز سربار خانواده است، هنوزم یک نفر دیگه باید غم او رو بخورد. بابا جان، یکی هم از اون طرف افتاده است که بابا خدا به تو سلامتی داده، خانواده داده، الان دیگه دنبال چی میده؟ اگه بخوای به دست بیاری همیشه هست. ای که شب رو شما وقتی تلفن رو خاموش میکنید میگذارید، ممکن است که یک فرصت اقتصادی رو از دست بدی، همیشه هست. خب چیکار میکنی؟ بعد بخوابی بالاخره، ممکنه او زمان هم از دست بدی. برای این روایت رو برای انتخاب کردم که الان ما داریم در فضای مجازی بسیاری از افرادی که ثروتمندن حرف میزنن که کار و زندگی رو گذاشتن کنار، حتی شهرت رو کنار گذاشتن، چون این اندازه فشار آوردن باعث شده است که به روح و روانشون آسیب برسن. میلیون ها فالوور داشتن در سوشال میدیا، یک دفعه دیلیت کردن اکانتشون که ما دیگه نمیتوانیم. اینقدر روی ما فشار بوده، روح و روان ما به هم ریخته است، افسرده شدیم، استرس داریم، کار ما به بیمارستان رسیده است. این چراست؟ خلق الانسان هلوعا. این طمعی که اگر مواظب نباشیم از حد خارج شد، زندگی رو تلخ میکنن. طمع و حرص این است که انسان فقط میخواد داشته باشد، ولو که این هم داریم چیکار میخوایم باش بکنیم؟ یک فکری بکنیم. من به جوانان میگم، حالا به شما میگم که الان فقط برای جوانان نیست، الان برای عزیزان هم باید بگیم، چون آخه بعضی وقتا جوانم میخواد یک مقداری آرام کند، پدر و مادر نمیگذارد. کازن رو نگاه کن، فلانی رو نگاه کن، نصف سن تو رو دارد، چه کار کرده است، چی خریده است. آقای جوان به اندازه کافی همین الان داره تلاش میکنه توی پدر و مادر بیشتر او رو ترغیب و تشویق به کاری که نباید بکند نکن. یک لحظه آرام نشسته است، یک لحظه که آرام نشسته است، ببین چرا نشستی؟ که ایستاده باشد چرا ایستادی؟ که بعضی وقتا میگم بیش از اندازه نصیحت کردن هم ضرر دارد. یکی از علما آیت الله حائری حرف قشنگی میزد، میگه آقا فرزندان شما مثل زمینن، نصیحت مثل دانه است، هر دانه ای رو هر جا نمیشود کاشت. شما زیادم که دانه بکارین، یک زمین از یک حدی بیشتر نمیتونن محصول بدهد. اینقدر نصیحت نکنید. هی میگه ماشاءالله یک دقیقه نشسته، نیم ساعت بچه نشسته است 45 تا نصیحت. میگم خب دل ما میسوزد. میگم متوجهم دل سوزیم، ولی باغبان دلسوز او کسی است که بداند این زمین چی است، این گیاه و دانه چی است، به درد هم میخورد یا نه. وقت دارد. در زمستان یک چیزی رو باید بکاری، در تابستان یک چیزی رو. جوان شما همین الان مثلا یک کاری رو شروع کرده است، اینترویو کرده است، به جای نرسیده است، وقتی نیست که سرکوف بزنی. او همین الان خودش رو دارد سرکوف میزند. زمان و جاش رو پدر و مادر آگاه باید متوجه باشن. بیش از اندازه فرزندان رو به دنیا طلبی تشویق نکنید. به اندازه کافی محیطی کار رو انجام میدهد، به اندازه کافی. به جاش چه چیزی رو یاد بدیم، چه چیزی رو سعی بکنیم گسترش بدیم. اول همین کلام امام صادق علیه السلام، عزیزم من، فرزند من، جوری زندگی کن که این زندگی تو رو به جایی برساند که احساس نیاز نکنی. و احساس نیاز با دنیا رفع نمی شود. تو می توانید دنیا رو داشته باشی ولی احساس کنی هنوزم نیازمندی. مثلا بعضی عقده حقارت برشون ایجاد شده، هر کارم که میکنن فکر میکنن خوب نیست، فکر میکنن که به جایی نرسیده است، هرچی هم که به جا رسیده باشه. چی میفرماد امام صادق؟ فرمود کسی که 3 چیزی رو به خدا روزیش بکند، به 3 چیزی دست مییابد که به بی‌نیازی و توانگری میرسد. فرمود اول القناعه بما اعطی، این که یاد بگیرد به آنچه که عطا شده است قناعت داشته باشه. یعنی چی قناعت؟ یعنی که آنچه که داریم خدای شکر. به نداشته ها اگر خواستی نگاه کنی همیشه ناآرامی، همیشه ناآرام. با آنچه که داریم شکر کنیم. شما خود شما آگاه هستین چه مقداری از شما خود شما اینجور زندگی رو کردین که افراد میخواستن غذا بخورن، ما دیگه این مال 100 سال پیش نیست، همین چند دقیقه قبل، همین الانش هم در بسیار جای این چنین است، در افغانستان هست که میگن آقا هفته 1 بار برنج درست میکنن، پلو درست میکنن، یک شب. کسایی هستن که روزه که میگیرن این چین روزه میگیرن. ما که روزه میگیریم باشه که مولتی ویتامین هم رو بخوریم و از این میوه هم باشد و پروتئین هم باشه، خوب است و شکر خدا. قناعت به آنچه که داریم. کسی که قانع باشه خدا آنچه که دادی شکرت. ما دنبالی هم هستیم که بیشتر، ما میگیم خدا روزی ما رو زیاد کن، ولی روزی هم فقط ثروت که نیست. روزی یعنی که خدا طاقت ما رو زیاد کن، صبر ما رو زیاد کن، علم ما رو زیاد کن، فهم، اینا همه میشه روزی. رزق فقط پیسه که نیست، همه اینا رزق است. قناعت یاد دادن و این کاری است که در زندگی شما انجام میدید. با حرف هم نمیشه. فرزندم قانع باش. اگر شما قناعت رو فهمیدید، اگه کسی هست که 24 ساعته ناله میزنیم، 20 سال گذشته است، پدر یا مادر اولاد دارد، الان نواسه دارد، اگر 20 سال قبل ما خانه خریده بودیم، ما الان میلیونر بودیم. اینجا سیمی ولی اینجا مثلا 5 اکر میدادن اینقدر. آقا رها کن. این کجاش قناعت است؟ آنچه که داری شکر. لا تأسوا علی ما فاتکم. آنچه که از دست رفته رفته است. وقتی تو این چنین حرف میزنی لازم نیست نصیحت کنی، خودش نصیحت غیر مستقیم است. یعنی فرزندم مثل ما باش، این چنین فکر کو به گذشته. دوم امام صادق فرمود والیأس مما فی ایدی الناس، این که انسان چشم امیدش با آنچه که مردم دارد نباشد. چشمت رو از مال مردم برداری، سرت رو از زندگی مردم بکشی، احساس آرام. الان فهمیدین چرا این حدیث انتخاب کردم؟ الان دوره شده است که ما دلمان بخواد نخوادم نوتیفیکیشن میاد که بیا سرک بکش داخل زندگی مردم. ما هم نخواهیم هم میاد دنبال ما، دست ما رو میگیرد، بیا نگاه کن فلانی کجا رفته. نوتیفیکیشن دیگه. اونایی که نمیفهمن نوتیفیکیشن چیه، خوش به حال شما، خوش به حال شما. از قید دو دنیا از میگم راحتیم، ولی اونی که داره میفهمه. فرمود قد چشمتون رو از آنچه که در دست مردم از بردارید. ماشینش چیه؟ آقا هر چی که دارد. بدی چیه؟ میگه آقا ما نگاه میکنیم روی ما تأثیر نمیگذاره. چرا؟ من میرم نگاه میکنم ببینم چی هم دارن ولی روی ما تأثیر نمیگذاره. مگر تو روح نداری؟ مگر روان نداری؟ مگر تو انسان نیستی؟ چجوری رو تو تأثیر نمیگذاره؟ و سوم و آخر و ترک الفضول، این که انسان چیزای زیادی و بی اهمیت رو ترک بکنن. چیزایی که خیلی چیزا تعارفات است، تجملات بی خود است، که فلانی اینجور شد، فلانی چیکار رفت. فضول یعنی آنچه که ضرورت ندارد. من گفتم بعضیا میخواد بخوابن، گفتم دنیا عوض شده است. یک کسی هست جملاتش در انگلیسی است، فارسی که ترجمه کنیم قشنگ میشه. گفت خیلیا نگران اینن که بد داشته باشن، تخت خواب. گفت خیلیا بد دارن خواب ندارن. خیلیا نگران اینن که سر سفرهشون چند مدل غذا باشد. بعضیا غذا دارن نمیتونن بخورن. این زیادی یعنی چی؟ یعنی بسیاری از این چیزهایی که اهمیت ندارد واقعا، که باشد یا نباشد فرقی در زندگی ما. بودم آقا ما یک بالش باشد، یک زمین باشد میخوابیم. بعضیا گفتیم ماشاءالله باید گرم باشد، سرد باشد، باد از جنوب شرقی بوزد، پشه‌ای که میاد باید 3 مدل لایت باشد. اشکالی ندارد، الان بر راحتیش انجام بده، ولی این اندازه چیزای زیادی سخت میکند به خود ما. حالا با اینجور آدم، خدا نصیب شما نکنه با اینجور آدم بخواید برین حج، توی خیمه بخواید با این آدم بخوابین. حاج آقا کل شب 4 بار میاد پیش تو، حاج آقا چیه؟ من خوابم نمیبره. میخوای لالایی بر تو بخوام چیکار کنم؟ حج آمدی دیگه، متوجهم، سختی داره، حالا طاقت بیار، کاری نمیشه کرد. منا از خیمه است، مجبوریم. وقتی که زیادی ها زیاد می شود، وقتی تعارفات و تکلیفات زیاد می شود، آرامش از بین میره. ما میریم سفر، صندلی رو برداریم، میز رو برداریم، اسنک رو برداریم، اینقدر برداریم، یک تراک باید ببریم. از آخر میگه اصلا نمیریم، همین خانه خود نشستیم دیگه، چرا میریم جای دیگه؟ زندگی ما این چین است، سفر است عزیزان. اونایی که فرزند دارین، اولاد داریم. مسجد ما اولاد فرزند را میرن. توقع نشته باشیم ندوند، توقع نشته باشیم خانه تمیز باشه. آقا تکلیفات رو بگذاریم که خانه که فرزند است باید بم بریزد. برای همین هست دیگه. توقع داریم که آقا ما که میخوابیم سر صدایی نباشد. چی؟ قبرستان جای خوبی است، هیچ سر صدایی نیست. در خانه که تو میخوابی سر صدا هست، خدا رو شکر کن که صدا هست، که تو تنها نیستی. ولی انسان هر کسی از ظن خود شد یار من. هر کس از آنچه که میخواهد از سلیقه خودش نگاه میکنه. خدا انشاءالله این 3 نعمت رو، 3 رزق و روزی که امام صادق فرمود رو به همه ما عنایت بفرماید. خدا جوان ما، پیر ما، مرد ما، زن ما رو از ناآرامی، از نگرانی های بیجا و بیمورد، از استرس هایی که باعث ضرر به جسم و جان و روحشون می شود خدا حفظ بفرماید. خدا قناعتی که در زندگی ما رو به قنا و آرامش و توانگری برساند، به مقام قناعت خدا ما رو برساند. صلوات نبی بفرمایید. Bismillah, brother. I know I went over time. Go ahead. Yes. Yes. Surah Al-An'am 119, 159. Okay. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. إن الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا لست منهم في شيء إنما أمرهم إلى الله ثم ينبئهم بما كانوا يفعلون. Indeed, those who split up their religion and became sects, you will not have anything to do with them. Their matter rests only with Allah. Then He will inform them concerning what they used to do. So the word you're referring here, I assume, is the word Shia, which is the plural. And this is the only place that has been used in the plural form. And it talks about sects, as you said. Yes, groups, factions. The concept of the word Shia, what it means? Follower, right? The word Shia means follower. It doesn't have a positive or negative connotation. Depending who are you following, right? The same way Imam, which means leader, in Quran is being used for positive and negative. For example, we have يَوْمَ نَدْعُ كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. Quran says, the day of judgment, everyone will be called by their Imam, by their leader. Some people's Imam, the one that they follow, the lead was Shaitan. And some people's Imam is Prophet and Ahlul Bayt. So they will be resurrected with them. Here refer to the people that they divide the religion for the sake of power, for the sake of their desires. But if you like it or not, there's a famous tradition, Shia and Sunni narrate, that Prophet said, after me, my ummah will divide. My ummah will split up. And nobody can deny it. Even within the school of Salaf Ahlul Sunnah, there are sects, Hanafi, Hanbali, Shafi. This is not something that we promote. But unfortunately, when it comes deviation from the truth, when it comes to inhiraf from the truth, that person is going to be a sect. And there's going to be the main sect, right? So still there's going to be compared against each other. So for our understanding, when we talk about Shia Islam, as I tried to explain, we're not promoting that, okay, let's start our own school of thought, let's be independent, let's figure things our own, let's be different. Rather, we say, let's get to a source that is the most authentic and reliable. And for us, we follow the Shia, meaning we follow the Sunnah of the Prophet that comes from the line of the Ahlul Bayt. This is the verifiable Sunnah to us. But as I said, in no shape and form, we encourage division. But what happens in the past, it happened. It's out of our control. Right? When you look at what happened after the Prophet, was this the right thing that happened? Obviously no. But it happened. And I cannot say I'm not going to take a side. How can I look at history, for example, in Karbala, and I said, Yazid ibn Ziyad and Hussein, I don't know what's going on. And again, they're both fine. Ultimately, you have to come to that analysis and understanding which side you're going to follow. Again, emphasize on that. Follow, right? But to just create factions and sects for the sake of power, for the sake of interest, that's obviously wrong. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here referred to. Those, as Quran said, split up their religion and become sects, you will not have anything to do with them. And of course, this is referring to the previous religion, right? This is in the case of people of the book and what they did to their religion. I hope it answered your question. But we can go to the occasion of revelation and discuss it more another time, inshallah. JazakAllah, thank you for the question. Okay? Any question in person before I answer some? I know we are over time. This is on me. I should have keep the English and Farsi more. Okay. What is the importance of Thursday nights, and is it true that on that night our deeds are revealed to the Imam of our time? We have narrations that yes, it is a sacred night, the Thursday night, which is last night, which the next day is Friday. We have a narration that there is special time for dua. It doesn't mean you cannot pray other time. It doesn't mean the other time are not good. Any time is good, but means there's some time that they're sacred. Like for example, the Thursday night, Jum'ah, Friday also being another time. So that is, we have a hadith and narration that talks about the importance of dua and certain ibadat on Thursday night. Regarding the second part of your question, that our deeds are presented to the Imam, yes, we have narration on that we believe that the Imam, the Hujjah of Allah, is the one who is the Hujjah, the proof of Allah. And he is the mean and the connection between Allah and people. As Allah says to His Prophet, إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ شَاهِدًا وَمُبَشِّرًا وَنَذِيرًا. That the Prophet is a witness, and after the Prophet, this witnessing of a Hujjah of Allah still continues. What is the significance of reciting Dua Tawassul on Tuesday, Kumail on Thursday, and Nudb on Friday? It's based on narrations. We have narration that is recommended to recite certain du'as at certain time. If you look at Mafatihul Janan, it has a dua for Saturday, it has a dua for Sunday, Monday, everything. The way you look at the book of dua is not okay. As some people, they try to ridicule, and that's the being unfair. When somebody look at the dua book, I said, okay, if I look at the dua book, it means I have to stop working, I have to stop living, I have to stop going to school, and I just do it all the time. That's not the point of the dua book. The dua book is a collection that whenever you are in the right spirit of doing dua, there is an available dua for you. Don't wait for Thursday night. Don't wait for Tuesday. Any day, if you want, there is a dua. And it doesn't mean it's required. It doesn't mean it's mandatory to be done at that time. It means recommended. They're better to be recited at this time. So that's why. But the source is the narration, is the teaching. We don't have that wisdom. The wisdom come from those who have ulil amr. They have that authority. When combining prayers, how much time can pass between the two prayers to be considered combining them? Example, if I perform Dhuhr, can I do Asr 30 minutes later? The answer is combining prayers, it means as long as you do your Dhuhr, you can do your Asr after. We say that this is permissible, as we have in the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. But there is a fadila time, there is a prime time for Salat, which you can look at it on the prayer app, it tells you. But you can combine it as long as you did your Dhuhr, you can do Asr after. The time, is irrelevant at this point. The only thing you should be aware of, you cannot do your Asr before Dhuhr, when the time is there. The order has to be maintained. Same with Maghrib and Isha. If a non-Muslim is on their deathbed, can they say the Shahada in their native language, or does it have to be in Arabic only? They can say it in their native language. If they can say it in Arabic, good, but the point of Shahada is for you to understand it. So if you say Shahada, let's say I know a young man a while ago said, okay, jokingly my friend said Shahada, he didn't know what he was saying. Is he a Muslim? No. When you say Shahada, by the way, if you don't know what Shahada is to bear witness, is to testify, is to declare faith. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if somebody doesn't know what they're saying, they don't become Muslim. So it's important to know what it means to believe in one God, to believe in prophethood of our prophet. So if they said in their native tongue, and it means they believe in it, that's what it is. If they can say in Arabic, better. If they cannot for whatever reason, that's still fine. The third one, there's one more question. I'll answer this in the next one. It says, so that I heard that in life is better to question myself. It's a very, not really, it depends what kind of question. How are you going to question yourself? What is it is good to assess yourself, not to question yourself. Assessment is to know who you are, what are you doing, where you came from, where are you heading to. That are basically the fundamental questions. But I will talk about that inshallah another time inshallah. JazakAllah khayr for those who ask question. Let's inshallah conclude with the ziyarah. وعجل اللهم في فرج مولانا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا رسول الله يا نبي الله يا خير خلق الله يا خاتم النبيين. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين ويا إمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليكم أيها الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة أجمعين. السلام على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف الهادي المهدي عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات رحم الله لمن قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.